What's good? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Byte. You know what we're here for, everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. Lots of good stuff this week, and we start with a report from the New York Times that the new Apple TV remote control will have a MacBook-esque touchpad for scrolling around. There will be 2 physical buttons on the remote, and their source says the remote will be thicker in size. Now, the article also backs up previous reports that we can expect to see the new Apple TV unveiled at WWDC this June. The new Apple TV will reportedly be slimmer than the current model, feature a redesigned OS with support for Apple's new web TV service and music streaming service. It's not expected to support 4K content yet, and it's expected to use Apple's latest A8 processor. Now, Billboard reports that Apple still doesn't have the necessary music licensing deals for their Beats music service a month before WWDC. Their source says June won't be the release date, the deals won't be done. But 9to5Mac reports Apple is still planning on making the announcement, and they've been able to lock down deals pretty quickly in the past. Now, one of the groups reportedly still holding out is Universal Music Group, but we'll see how this all comes together. And multiple reports also confirm Apple is being investigated by the Department of Justice over anti-competitive practices around their rebranded Beats streaming service. Bloomberg says the Federal Trade Commission is investigating whether Apple is using its large iTunes music store to put a service like Spotify at a disadvantage. And the answer is, of course they want to, but it's never that simple. See, the FTC wants to see if the Beats music service launch will change how labels behave with other services. For example, will they give Apple exclusivity to their music over ad-supported competitors like Spotify for an Apple paid service? Now, music industry execs say Apple is not making that a demand in any of the contracts. And Apple Insider has new details surrounding the rumored iPad Pro. Their source says Apple is indeed working on an all-new 12.9-inch iPad with a new touchscreen that will have improved touch latency and will help the reported Apple stylus be more responsive. This stylus will connect via Bluetooth and will feature a pressure-sensitive input, and Apple will also bring the Force Touch technology from the Apple Watch and the new MacBooks to the new iPad screen as well. The report also aligns with rumors that it will feature a USB-C connector and a beefed-up A8X processor, and will include an NFC radio that could allow it to act as a payment-receiving terminal for Apple Pay. Patently, Apple reports the Big A was granted 5 patents covering the overall design of the Apple Watch, from the near-invisible bezel, the digital crown, contacts button, rear sensors, and strap attachment slots. Now, Apple also just launched the Made for Apple Watch program that allows for third-party companies to develop their own bands for the smartwatch. Apple will make the connecting lugs available soon, but it doesn't mention the hidden diagnostic port that some companies are hoping to leverage, like Reserve Strap. Now, they've confirmed you can charge the watch through this port and are opening pre-orders for a $249 band that will also be able to provide a charge to the watch for more power. Now, it's an interesting idea. It's not officially supported by Apple, and I'm spending enough cheddar on that Apple wrist strap already, but better than those wannabe Crocs Jibbits from last week. Also, if you love your gold, but you'll never trade in your Mini Cooper for an Apple Watch edition, local businesses are undercutting Apple right now by gold plating your stainless steel Apple Watch for just around $400. You can check out the people at watchplate.com. You provide the watch, and they plate it for you in 24-karat gold, and the work looks amazing. Another company, Golden Dreams, will acquire the watch and send it to you in a nice fancy box with a leather strap, but their pricing starts at $3,550. And we'll wrap things up on a high note with a look back in time. Back in the day, now you've seen Apple's fancy polished TV commercials these days, but imagine the 80s, when some of you weren't even born yet. And this was Apple's corporate song used during a Macintosh rollout in 1984.
We are Apple, leading the way. We are Apple, and we're making life better today. What a feeling!
Yes, that was beautiful. All right, that's going to do it for this week's show. You can email me at theapplebyte@cnet.com or tweet me at Brian Tong. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all next time for another Bite of the Apple.